Hello everyone, this is Lisa with Grace and Old Paper. I am finally back with another journal. It's taken me a while, but this is my fall journal. I've had so much fun making it. I've been collecting fall stuff for a couple of years, I think. And I was recently organizing my craft room, and the bin I put this in was just about overflowing, and I was like, why am I waiting? Let's just go ahead and do it. So I have had a lot of fun making it. I really have. I've got some more projects coming, but I need tea-dyed paper for them. And where I live right now, it is so hot. I think today is supposed to be 100 degrees. And I just didn't feel like sitting out there on my porch in this heat, tea-dyeing paper. Just didn't want to do it. So I've been kind of putting it off. Hopefully I'll get that done soon and be able to show you some more projects. But I had enough tea-dye paper to do this, which made me happy. So this, like I said, this is my fall journal. I have made this out of a Reader's Digest, and I've been holding on to this one for quite a while because it looked like fall to me. I have made a detachable spine dangle here, and it's made out of ivory and cream colored laces and ribbons. All of the little jewels and stuff are repurposed. This was actually part of a bracelet that had a bunch of these on there. To be honest, I have no clue where I got the leaf, but I love it. Anyway, I kept the lace more simple in color and let the beads kind of speak for the color in the book. There's quite a few little dangles in here. And it's, like I said, it's all made out of repurposed or broken jewelry. I have friends and family that give me stuff that they find. I find stuff at thrift stores and yard sales and things like that. And really, I make as much use out of it as I can. So I think the only thing new on this is these bulb pins and these things and the little clips. I think that's the only thing that's new here. I think the rest of it is repurposed. I even repurpose a lot of the, they call these jump rings. I even repurpose a bunch of those because I'll take jewelry apart and I end up with a bunch of those. So I'm going to set that aside. This journal is approximately 5.5 by approximately 7 and a little over 7.5. And it is about almost a 1.5 inch spine. And it is a hidden hollow back spine, which you can see it right there, I think, which means that your journal lays flat so that you're able to work with it better. It does have 5 signatures. It has got little things hanging out of it, poking out of it, a few threads, and these laces on the edge, and these leaves, and this little bulb pin. I just love it when a journal has interest to the edges. It really makes you want to open it up and, you know, think, what's in there? What is all that? So it gives it some interest to me. Let me make sure I'm here. I'm so notoriously bad at doing these things with everything off center, off whack, my camera crooked. So I'm trying really hard. The end papers on this is this glossy paper, but I loved the colors in it. Very, very fall-like. I thought it was really pretty. I've used a lot of scrapbook paper in here. This is a crocheted lace that I just edged this and made a frame out of it for this little embellishment. This does have a lace edge, but sometimes I'm not in the mood to have the stitches showing. And this time I wasn't. So what I do is you can see it's got threads. So I actually stitch it to a very narrow piece of paper, and then I glue that paper onto the scrapbook paper. So it is very firmly attached. It's on there really, really well. These threads are knotted, so you can cut them off if you don't like the threads hanging out. I've also used some music paper, that's tea-dyed paper, some smaller scrapbook. This was actually called a field book, and I've tea-dyed it. And I'm going to hate when I use it all up. I don't have a whole lot left, but I love putting it in a journal. I have joined it with washi tape. It's a very fall looking washi tape. I glue my washi tape on as well as sticking. I glue it because washi tape, it's not a permanent tape, if you know what I mean. So I like the look of it, so I glue it as well as stick it down. So it should be on there for quite a long time, if not forever. More scrapbook paper. This is a small ledger paper that I have tea dyed, and I put ribbon in this part, and it's glued in a couple of places, so if you don't like it, you may have a hard time getting it out, but you can also just cut it off. That's fine too. It's just the other half of the signature. On the back part of it, this is actually a napkin, paper napkin that I have glued on, but I just love that fall look to it. I love that napkin. And I put this little embellishment on here, made it a pocket, and everyone has a story to tell, and that's so true. I have loved using as many fall looking papers as I can. You know, I had some that were obviously fall, you know, like these leaves, but then this was just a piece of plaid paper I had. I just love it. It's like the orange. This is a piece of vellum I got from that estate sale I went to a while back. It's got this subtle pattern on it. I've never used vellum in a journal before, but I thought it was so pretty, and you can see the leaf through there. Really pretty. This leaf I put on tea-dyed paper. It's kind of almost a velvety feeling leaf, especially the other one. But I've glued it on very well. It took me a little while to get it to lay down properly and stick on there really good, but it's on there really good. This is the only piece of this I have in this journal. It's Beatrix Potter. I think that The Tale of Mrs. Nutkin, I think, maybe. I'm not a big Beatrix Potter fan, but I loved the autumn look to it. This is some journal paper I had out of just a standard journal. And you can see I have sewed the signatures in with wax linen thread. On the back of this one, I have put this little envelope here and made it into a tuck and just put a vintage index card, embellished it with that. And then this is another little tag that I made out of some more fall colored plaid paper. I'm trying hard to stay in the center. I don't know if I am or not. I don't know where I got this little squirrel from, but I thought he was adorable. I have adhered this the same way as I did the other. Pretty little piece of crocheted lace, and that's where the bulb pin is. This is a piece of, it was a small grid book. I think that's what you call them, and I have tea-dyed them. This came out of a children's book. It's a quote by Charles Dickens about autumn. Put this tag, I made it into a little pocket there, and I put this tag in it that I made. This was a piece of scrapbook paper. It was a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, and it was one that had a big leaf print up the center of it, like limbs and leaves. And when you fold a piece of scrapbook paper in half, I just didn't feel that worked for a folded piece, but it made a really pretty tag. And this is kind of a tweed looking pattern on this paper to me. This is a really pretty card I had. Do I have any clue where I got it from? No. Like I said, I've been collecting for a while. I should mark on my table where the center is. Anyway, the inside of this is blank, so it gives you room to journal in it. This is just it's a little card. Again, no clue where I got it from. I just love it though. I'm not sure if I talked about this. I don't think I did. This was a piece of fabric I have that is so old that it's buttery soft. And when you tear it to make little ribbon pieces like that, tears like a dream. It's absolutely wonderful. This was a file folder type thing. Again, no clue where I got it from. You know, us as junk journalers, we collect things. We collect papers and embellishments and things we can turn into things. And, you know, I've got stuff here. I've been doing this for a few years, and I've got stuff I got at the beginning. Do I have any clue where it came from? No. Because you pick it up at yard sales. Friends give it to you. You get it from thrift stores and just all kinds of places. So, no, I don't always know where I get it from. But anyway, I embellished it with another leaf and this little thing. It gives you extra space to do things. This was an Etsy printable I purchased, and I just love the fall colors in it. I don't know if you can tell. Some kind of little bird. I'm not sure what it is. I've used quite a few of the printables in this journal. Only the ones that looked like fall. And I just put a little journal paper in there. I have loved using my fall colored papers. It's the first time I've really been able to do that. This one does have some stitching on it. It's got some zigzag there because I wanted to sew this pocket on. And inside it is a vintage flashcard. That took me a minute. The vintage flashcard. And I just put some tea-dye paper on it to cover the number up on the back. But I liked the apples. This is from a children's book, Autumn. And on the back side is picking apples. And I love the artwork. Just love the artwork. And I may be wrong, but I think fall is apple picking season. I'm not really sure, but I think so. It just made me think of it anyway. This grid paper is different. It is a diamond grid. I don't know if that comes across on camera. But I've never seen any like it before, and I thought it was really cool. And I've tea-dyed it. This is another part of that Etsy printable. And I just thought they were really cool looking. I made it into a little pocket. This is just a little brown card tag, and I have put another napkin on it and sewed around it, put that little embellishment. To me, fall is all about getting cozy, cuddling up with a blanket, hot chocolate. I know that's really a winter thing, but I like it in fall too. Actually, I like hot chocolate year-round. I think this came from a children's book too, just a little snippet, and I've made it into a tuck for the envelope. And inside, I made this little, like a little notepad. It's just got some grid paper in it, and I put this leaf on here. I had fun with leaves in this book, if you can't tell. This is made from, you know how you get those bags when you go to a restaurant and you do pick up, you get your meal, you pick it up. If it doesn't have any kind of food on it or anything like that, if it's just like, you know, sometimes they'll just put a salad in the bag, you know, in a container or something, and I'm like, if that's a good one, I want to keep it. So my family knows if it's a good bag, I want to keep it because I use them. This is another one of those leaves, and this one really is, it feels like velvet. Really nice. Another piece of lace. Done the same way. No stitches there. Tea-dyed grid paper. Yes, it's bright, but I love the orange. It kind of matches the cover, though. This was an agenda book, I believe it was, and it's really grungy, but I kind of like that. I think it's cool. This was also from that Etsy printable, and I just fussy cut around it and made it into a little pocket here. This also came from that kit. It looks like, you know, crumpled up paper. Words and me don't always get along. And that, there's another piece of crocheted lace. That is the end of that. It's got my little tag on it. I actually remembered it this time. Half the time I forget. Before I send it out, I'll put it on. But you can see, because it's the hidden hollow back spine, see how lovely that lays flat? So that you can really get in here and work in your journal. It lays wonderfully. That's one thing I like about this style journal. It just lays wonderfully. Also, if you notice, there is not a huge amount of embellishments in here. I generally don't. I think those journals are beautiful, the ones that have a lot of embellishment. I don't have access to a lot of that stuff. I'm not that talented to make all that arty stuff. And plus, I like for you to be able to use the journal as a journal so that you can write in it and glue things and staple things and paperclip things and tape things in, you know, and really use it how a journal, you know, a journal would be used. You know, I make Christmas ones for my daughter every year, and she just fills hers up with all kinds of things, and that's just kind of the way I like mine. You know, even though this has music on it, you can still put things over it. So I really wanted a usable journal with not too much embellishment. So I hope you've enjoyed this little flip through. If you're seeing this, this will be listed on my Etsy shop for sale, unless it says sold on the video. If I've sold it, I will go back and add sold to the video title. I'm hoping there will be a link down below. I'm not as savvy on that stuff as I should be, but I will try to get my daughter to help me with that, if nothing else, if I can't figure it out. If nothing else, I know there's a link to my Etsy shop on the on my YouTube page. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this, and so may God bless you and keep you safe.